Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Just want to put it out here really, really quickly. If we have any kind of interruptions, please just wait. I will get back online as soon as I possibly can because we never know. We're talking about YouTube. So we're going to be talking, obviously, tonight, what is the truth with what's going on. Okay, so we're going to talk about the truth, try to get to the bottom line of different things. So we're going to get into that discussion shortly. I want to remind people that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. So please be decent to each other. Please be kind in the chat. No racism, no nastiness to anybody, because if you do, my moderators will boot you out of here. Okay, so I'm just asking everybody to please be decent. Okay, and I hope everybody is doing well. Okay, so anyway, what was I going to tell you guys to start? Oh, so I might as well bring this up first. Ended up pulling 7 eggs today here at the homestead, and it actually is now snowing again outside. So, but it got overcast on me, but it was a good day. I can't complain. A little bit of sunshine. Anytime we get a little bit of sunshine this time of year, we take it here in New York. Trust me. So, okay, so let us get into a couple different things. Okay, one of the things I had discussed earlier video that they're closing a lot of prisons here in New York, and one of the prisons near me, probably about 10 miles away, they recently closed that one. The other side, there's two prisons. One's on one side of the street and one's on the other side. Well, the more modern part of it, they completely closed that down. And I was really, really shocked, to be honest with you. But I know they're trying to save money and do all that type of stuff, but that's all part of the game as well. There's just a big game going on. So, all right, so let's jump into a little bit of what is happening, okay? So today was the new Lunar New Year, okay? So there was a lot of people celebrating and stuff like that, even though the numbers of people out celebrating are greatly decreased. Los Angeles County alone in LA is saying that they lost $920 million in lost revenue because of the virus and stuff going on. So, I know I talked a little bit about the economic impact of what is going on here with the virus, and people have really no idea because unless you live in like Los Angeles and see the traffic flow, Okay, so here's another good example, and I haven't been there recently, but I can almost guarantee you the numbers there are much, much lower than normal as well. If you go to Niagara Falls in New York, all right, there's two groups of people that you're going to see a tremendous amount of people from. You're going to see a tremendous amount of Asian people because a lot of them come to see the falls and stuff like that. So, that could be, Chinese, Japanese, whoever, Korean, whoever. But there's a lot of people of Asian descent. They flock to Niagara Falls. And the other group is people from India. A lot of those people from India are there as well. So that is a huge hub of an area where you have an influx of a lot of people from India and Asia, okay, that are coming because the Niagara Falls is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So that, again, but I would almost guarantee you the number of people traveling to Niagara Falls is much lower right now than normal. So economically, the impact from this whole thing is it's across the board, and it's going to continue. I talked earlier in another stream, and I was talking about, how so many of our products that we get here, medications, antibiotics, all those type of things are made in China. But when you basically have we're closed for business type of thing going on right now in China, that is absolutely going to affect things economically. There's no doubt about that. Watching the downfall of civilization from a safe vantage point. James King just said that. Yeah, I hear you. It's definitely interesting. And here's something I want you guys to think about. So here's something to ponder with that, okay? China was on the brink of being the world, the yuan, their currency over there, was on the brink of taking over from the dollar, okay? Is the main currency of the world, is the backed currency of the world before the coronavirus got loose here in China. So I'm not making any assumptions, but I want you to think, okay? So now all of a sudden, you have this virus comes out, and it's killing a lot more people than they're saying. And I'll give you what their official numbers are here in a minute. But we know that those numbers are greatly under-exaggerated. We're going to talk about some more stuff as well. But here, China was on the brink of being this major, major superpower as far as financially, business-wise, with, their industry and everything like that, because we shipped all our industry over to China quite a while ago, okay? So now all of a sudden this breaks out. That's going to set them back. So who gets to be number one? Who wins? Yay, America! And I'm saying that sarcastically. But realistically, if you think about it, that's very interesting. I find it very, very interesting. Guys, we're almost at like 850 in the chat already. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, we got about 250 on the thumbs up. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up, please show that support. I would appreciate that. I'm going to mention really quickly, too, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. I post every single day. So thank you ahead of time. And if you're new here, welcome aboard. So, okay, so now, we're talking about the economic part of it. So what the numbers came out today, and they're saying 40,158 people infected. They're saying the total deaths is 906, which, by the way, now passes SARS, which happened in 2003. And they're saying that 3,244 people have recovered, okay? So it's the numbers keep going up. And I love how they say, well, the number of new cases is going down. It's not as moving as fast. Well, okay, so the problem is, let's be realistic. Let's talk honestly. Okay, I'm all about honesty. So honestly, what the problem is that the numbers in China are being underreported. We know that you don't do what China has done for only 902 deaths or 906. I'm sorry, 906 deaths. You don't do everything China has done for that in 40,000 people infected. So obviously there's a lot of stuff coming out. Hey, the all-seeing cat. Jersey Shore coronavirus scare too close for comfort. Yes, I was going to mention that too. The 4 people did test negative for the coronavirus on that cruise ship, so they have let those people go. I know that the other 23 they were sent back to China on a plane. So I know that I was gonna mention that as well. But again, so if we knew what the real numbers were, if we knew what the real death rate was, we could have a realistic understanding of what is really, how bad the danger really is. Okay. And I hope you guys notice this too. No new cases in the United States. We're still at 12. All right. No new cases in the United States. I think that's kind of interesting too. So is that real? Again, speculation. You can guess, you can think whatever you want to think. We're not going to be given the true numbers. Now, there's several different things that I heard. I heard that they're setting up facilities around major airports and in the different cities like, New York and Philadelphia and all those type of things to set up quarantine areas for people. So I think that that's interesting as well. So let's go back to the other cruise ship over off of Japan. And the new number over there is 70 cases now. And of the 70 cases, 14 of them are Americans. What people are not understanding is they continue to find new cases on that ship. Guess what happens? Quarantine starts all over again. So you're thinking, oh, cool, 14 days, we're going to be gone, we're going to be off of here. Don't happen like that. They find new cases, starts all over again because you got to make sure. So those people realistically could be on that ship for many, many weeks until you stop getting new cases of the coronavirus on there. So think about that. Think about being on that ship. That would just be really, really crazy. Okay. So, everything is lies. Fast Eddie just said that. Can't trust the CDC. And I agree with you 100%. So, but, there's a lot going on. A lot going on that we're not being told about. The U.S. is, even though they declared a national emergency, right? Remember when they declared a national emergency? You're really not hearing a lot about what's going on. You're not hearing a lot of information. So I find that really, really telling that, and then they're rushing to set up these facilities to be able to put people in quarantine. That tells me a lot as well. So I think it's really, really interesting. Again, we can look at stuff, we can speculate, we can kind of second guess. We're never ever going to be given the true numbers. It's never going to happen. We're never going to know the true number of cases in the United States. And I had somebody had said this, and I've been talking to a lot of people, and just in general, but I had somebody, well, American, our healthcare is, workers and stuff are much better than over there, and I'm sure that we're more advanced. Hey, Amy R. A new study today out of Japan says that at least half of all new cases are contracted from people who are asymptomatic. That wouldn't surprise me at all. And thank you very much for the donation as well. A lot of people, again, are not showing signs and symptoms of the virus. So they're spreading it out there. So that makes complete sense with what she just said from the study in Japan. This is a scary thing, guys. And like I said, to me, the biggest thing, and I talked about this before, is that incubation period where people are showing no signs and symptoms of any kind of virus, and they're infected, and they're out and spreading it around, infecting other people. That's really, really scary, that part of it as well. And again, not being given with the true numbers coming out of China. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos. There is videos of police officers going in and forcibly removing people to put people in quarantine. Hey, Percy, the Chinese friend was telling me a few days ago that it's much worse than the news China's putting out. He says 7 to 10 times as worse. And you know what? And that would not surprise me at all. I would say that we easily could put it at 10 times worse than it is. Now, there was something that I saw today that said that there's like 1.5 million people infected and up to 50,000 people dead. Now, I can't confirm or deny that, of course, because there's no concrete information saying that, yes, that's true. Would that surprise me? Absolutely not. It wouldn't surprise me at all. You got to understand, in those cities in China, the people are really, really packed in pretty tightly. So, and again, it's like with this transmission and people spreading it and not even knowing that they're sick, it's crazy. Why would a communist country tell the truth? Yeah, exactly. Blue Eyes just said that. You're right. They're not going to tell the truth. They never will. So, but again, we're not being given all the information. That is so we don't know how bad the spread of this is. Hey, Senile Travel. Thank you for your honesty. It means a lot. Well, you're very welcome. Like I said, I will never, ever, ever come on here and do gloom and doom, try to scare people, and that type of thing. It doesn't do any kind of good at all. What we need to do, like I said, we need to pay attention. We need to see what's going on. What you got to pay attention to, guys, is the stuff that's not being reported in the news. That's what you got to pay attention to. So how do you see that? So if you have people that live in those areas around cities and you see that they're setting up centers and places to house people, that would be something, that would be very, very telling. That the true nature of the fear of the government of how bad things are, because you don't set up places for people to quarantine if it's not bad. Like, okay, so this prison that's probably 10 miles away from me, all right, that would be a perfect quarantine center right there. Absolutely perfect. It's empty right now, and it's huge. And you could put people in there and you could lock them up and isolate them off. I mean, you look at those supposed hospitals that they built in China, they look like prison cells. Bars on the window, the way that they got the doors slotted so they can put the food in, close it, the person can open it up on the other side. It's scary stuff, guys. I believe, like I said, I personally believe it is much, much worse than they're telling us, and they won't tell us the truth. Hey, Mountain Girl, stay vigilant and aware. This is one of the things we prepare for. Gives one peace of mind. Exactly. And thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. We all prep. A lot of people watching this are preppers. And if you're not a prepper, you better get prepping. Okay. But, again, it's like, this is one of the things that we prepare for. It's one of those things on our checklist of this could happen. This looks like it could truly be the thing that happens. And, again, the numbers are not being reported correctly. So we don't really know what the true death rate is. And from what information is being leaked out. If things weren't so bad, why are they forcibly pulling people out of their houses that they believe are infected to put them in quarantine? What does that tell you? It tells you it's a lot worse than they're saying. Okay, the different things that are being shown and stuff like that. It's frightening, guys. It really is. In the United States and all these other countries, you just okay. So let's talk about the economic impact of this just on the airlines. Let's just talk about that. The airlines alone. That economic impact is huge, absolutely huge. I did want to mention. I'm going to mention really quickly. Today is the last day of the sale that I'm doing on my website for Legacy Freeze Dried Food. So at midnight tonight, West Coast time in America, obviously, the sale is going to be over. So it's like 3 a.m. East Coast time. So if you are looking to add to your freeze dried food storage, now is the time to do so. I will not be running a sale in like another week going, oh, I'm running another sale. Not doing it, okay? So just letting you know, today's the last day of the sale. 20% off is taken at checkout. So when you see whatever the price is, when you check out, that 20% comes off at checkout. So if you're looking to take advantage of that, now's the time to do so. I mean, obviously, I will still have it there and available afterwards, but you won't get the discount at that point. Okay. So, and again, you don't have to buy my food. And I've said this before, whatever freeze dried food you want to add to your storage, I highly, highly encourage you to do that. I highly encourage you to get canned goods, rice and beans and everything else, any kind of comfort food that you want to have stashed up or stocked up. Again, prepare to shelter in place. And I talked about this quite a bit, needing to be ready to shelter in place. Trump has not stopped flights coming in from China yet. Why not? You know what? I don't know. I know that we're still bringing in people from that area. I'm sure other Americans are coming in from other parts of China as well. I know that like in the Wuhan, in the city, there was like 1,000 Americans. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. But, it's, I won't even order from Wish right now. Won't take any chances. And I understand that, Danny. I do understand it. It's better to be safe than sorry. Absolutely better to be safe than sorry. So I don't blame you for that. There's too many unknowns. How much did my wood stove cost? Oh, God. When I bought my wood stove, I think the wood stove itself was about $550. And then I had to buy the piping and the wall kit and the other piping outside, which you're looking at probably another $400 or $500 for all that stuff, because you have to have the triple wall piping on the outside. So, yeah, and you have to have it up a certain height above your chimney cap. So, yeah, it's not cheap. But I'll tell you what, nothing beats a wood stove, ever. That's how I heat my home. I heat my home with wood, and I absolutely love it. It's the absolute best way to go. So just thanks for that question. Imagine how these people are getting groceries and the streets are now shown as dead. You know what? And that's another thing, too. Again, and I talked about that the other day, the logistics of trying to feed that many people every single day if they don't have, because over there, somebody else had mentioned they're not allowed to hoard food. So, how is the legacy food supplies currently? Great question, and thank you very much for that donation. There's a lot of things that are out of stock at the moment. So if you order, you can still order. It just right now, some of the stuff is going to be delayed. Could be a week, 10 days, could be 2 weeks before stuff will come back in. So just, I know you had put in an order, so you were asking. It could be as much as 2 weeks away before I can get those orders in. I got quite a few orders right now that I can't process because of different things that are out of stock at the moment. But as soon as things get back in stock, I'm going to get everybody's order in that has ordered. And again, like I said, there's some stuff that obviously is still in stock. The larger packages, a lot of the larger packages are still in stock. So, those orders I can put in right away. But just being 100% honest, because I will not lie to you guys, there's quite a bit of stuff right now that's out of stock. But you get your order in, and as soon as it comes in, I will get those orders in as soon as possible for people. Because like I said, I think it's really important that we need to be able to have enough stuff in supply that's the one good thing. We can have stuff here where China, we're not allowed to hoard. So those people, again, how are they getting food every day? And when you're talking about the logistics of the amount of people that are in lockdown, that's crazy, so let's see. Ed, did you know that 80% of all drugs are made in China? Yes, I talked about that earlier, Keith. That a great number of like 80%, like you said, of our pharmaceutical drugs and antibiotics and all that type of stuff comes directly from China. So yeah, that's huge. Guys, if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, what are we at, 565? We're at 1.4 people watching. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I would appreciate that. And thank you very much ahead of time to show support for the channel. It means a lot. And again, I'm going to say it real quick. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get all notifications as well. Ed, is Legacy Food Company in Florida? No, Legacy is in Utah. And all their stuff is made there in Utah. So it's an American company. And again, it's another good thing about it. You're supporting an American company, and everything is shipped right out of that area there. So that's just so you guys know. What would be my target for? Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Hold on, for a bug out. Hold on one second. After the market crashes, I will get a cheap house in the country. DIY solar homestead just said that. Thank you very much for that donation as well. Yeah, I guess you will get a cheap house in the country after that. I'm going to tell you what, if this thing really does take off, which it has the potential to do, I'm not going to say it's going to for sure because I don't have that information. But it does it have the potential? It sure does. There would be panic like you would not believe in the United States. And that's another reason why I really believe that it's important that we prepare right now and be ready now. Actually, should have been ready last week when I started really talking about this and telling people to prepare to shelter in place. And I know a lot of you have, which is great. I have continued to do it myself. I went out tonight a little bit and I stopped and picked up a few things, just minor stuff. So I actually, what I had to stock up on, guys, I got to be honest. I stocked up on my green tea. Walgreens right now has it for 2 for $1. So I went and bought, they had 22 of them at the store. I bought them all. But, again, you need to get things that you like, food that you're going to eat. But it's good to have the long-term food storage as well. Your rice, your beans, your freeze-dried foods, whatever you're going to have for that emergency situation, because there's too many unknowns. And that is, if we had a firm handle on this and we knew exactly what the numbers were in China, and we said, okay, we know exactly these are the real numbers, then we could look at it and say, here's the threat assessment for the United States. See what I'm saying? So we would be able to really analyze it, look at it, and realize how bad of a threat it would be to us here. Because we're not being given the true information, we have to speculate. We have to, say, well, geez, I wonder if this or if that or the other thing. So we're not going to be able to get that true information, and that's the hard part. So, yep, at top 40,000, actually it's 40,158 according to what we're being told, which I think is grossly underestimated what the true numbers are. So, well, hold on a second. Let me see. I saw a really good comment. I want to make sure I get to it. If the virus gets bad in China, gets bad as China here in the U.S., do you think they would open FEMA camps and enact martial law to keep quarantine? It would not surprise me. They would do forced quarantine, I think, for people. That if anybody was sick, they would, just like China has done, forcibly remove them and put them in isolation. I think that absolutely could happen here. And you know what would happen? The American people would applaud it. You know why? And I'm going to tell you, because, people are human beings. The fear alone, holy crap, if these people are infected, I don't want to get it. Let's put them someplace separate. And people would absolutely go along with that. They could easily put a martial law in effect, and it would definitely affect people for sure. Should we withdraw the majority of our money from our banks? Again, thank you very much for that donation. I can't tell you what to do with your money because I don't know what kind of savings plans you have or stuff like that. Do I think you need to have cash on hand? I do believe you need to have cash on hand. Should you have silver on hand? I don't recommend gold. I never will. I know some channels will be like, gold. Too hard to get rid of. Silver, junk silver is easier. Your dimes, your nickels, your half dollars, in those type of silver dollars, good thing to have. Okay, I have silver on hand as well. But again, I think you should have cash on hand, because if they freeze everything, guys, and say, all right, you can only take out XYZ amount of money per day, now that limits you what you can do. There's going to be price gouging in that type of a situation. So should you take some money out of the banks? Absolutely. I think you absolutely should. You need to have money, cash on hand, just in case. Because, again, if they limit what you can take out, now you're screwed, because that's the way it would go. So, but yeah, so I think, I don't think you should pull all your money out, no. But I definitely think you should have enough money on hand to be able to take care of what you need to. As you guys know, I am a big believer in having goods on hand as opposed to having money in the bank. Hey, Percy, let's see. Put your eggs in more than one basket. Exactly. That makes absolute sense. Great comment, and thank you very much for the donation as well. You definitely do not want to put all your eggs in one basket. If you got all your money in the bank and they shut the banks down or they kill the power, that's nothing. You have nothing. I'm a big believer in having, and as I just said, I believe in having goods on hand, something that is either tradable or usable that I have, as opposed to having a whole bunch of money in the bank. That's my own personal way that I do it, because, again, we just, Ed, do you about the draconian laws? I think you're talking about the gun laws or something like that. Those things are going on all the time, and they continue to push those as well. And if you are out and about, you'll notice that the Chinese restaurants and nail salons are empty. They are not getting any business. That doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. That doesn't surprise me at all. It's sad, realistically, because it's not all Asian people are not from China. But fear, guys, again, fear is a driving motivator for a lot of people. So, again, I don't think that we need to be living in fear. What we need to be focusing on is being prepared, being ready for whatever contingency may happen, because we don't know. That's the biggest thing. We don't know. So, and even when, let's say it goes full bore here in the United States. We have a full bore breakout. It's going like crazy. People are dropping like flies. Is it time to panic then? No, absolutely not. Do not panic at that point. Panic does not help in any kind of situation. You need to stay calm. Now, you may internally go, oh my God, and freak out internally, but rationality needs to take over, and you go, okay, this is why I have done what I have done. As preppers, as off-gridders, this is why we've done what we've done. We've prepared for these situations. Will we ever be 100% ready? Never, never. 10 years from now, if you ask me, Ed, are you ready? Are you ready for an SHTF event 100%? Nope. I will never, ever be 100% ready. Am I more ready than most? Yes, I am. But I've been doing this. I've been living this. This is the way I've lived my life for a long time. But I don't live in fear. I still enjoy my life. I've still gone on vacation. I've still, go out and do things with my kids and stuff like that. But again, I do it with one eye open, paying attention to what's going on. And that's what we all need to do. Hey, Math Music, and see, Corona. Oh, hold on a second. I want to make sure I get your comment here. Math Music and Life. Good opportunity for the government to reset currencies worldwide. Buy heirloom seeds now and start jarring fruits and veggies. They will not be trucked north where we grow. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good point too. Is definitely making sure you have your seeds. Being ready to grow your own stuff to survive. I think that's hugely important. Hey, Amy R., thank you very much for the donation. And yeah, we need to be focused, guys. I've talked about gardening for a while. Okay, knowing what to do, knowing how to grow your own stuff, canning, dehydrating stuff, all those type of things. We absolutely should be getting those things squared away. Should have been doing it by now. Okay. I think it's really, really important. Really important. So, if we just don't pay bills if SHTF is here. Well, if SHTF get here, bills aren't going to make no difference anyway, anyhow. So I wouldn't even, that would be your last thing you need to worry about. What you need to worry about if an SHTF event happens here is, number one, is surviving it. All right. Bills are not going to make any difference anymore anyway at that point. You worry about that type of stuff down the road. Like right now, I'm going to tell you what, I can almost guarantee you the last thing a lot of those people in China are worrying about right now is how they're going to pay their bills. They're trying to survive what is happening. And that's what their focus is right now. There's no way there's going to be anybody going around trying to collect money in that type of situation, like in Wuhan right now. There's no way. People are scared to death. I mean, and if it is as bad as it is being reported in there, some of the stuff that's leaking out, if it's as bad as they're saying, there's no way. People don't even care. People will not care. Banks will be closed, food and water, get it now. Yeah, exactly. Keith just said that. That's a good point too. My aqua poacher is on the way, ordered it Friday. Oh, very cool. You know, and again, get what you need, guys. Get what you need now. Again, let's say, and let's say this blows over and it ends up being nothing. Now, then some of you are going to go, oh my God, I spent all this money on this, that, or the other thing. What a waste. It's never a waste. Ever, never a waste. It's very important because the next event will come along, and that's an event that may affect you directly. SHTF, and I'm going to put this out here really quickly. SHTF is not always the end of the world as we know it. SHTF can be something that affects you personally, affects your family, your town, or any of that type of stuff. Prepper Chris 1, do you think they have to pay bills like power and so on? Not right now. I don't think they have to worry about that at all. I don't think they have to worry about any of that. And thank you very much for that donation. Like I said, again, I think right now they're just trying to survive. And if that happens here, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be people are going to focus on survival. I don't think people really realize how desperate people will be when there's no food, no supplies, trucks aren't running. You can't go to the grocery store and get stuff. Look what happened in Hong Kong, just as on a scare of the potential of things going wrong. And they're getting more and more cases in Hong Kong as well. But look at what's going on there, okay? Here's something, too, I want you guys to think about. And I'm going to mention in a minute, but I'm going to ask again for another thumbs up for you guys. We get 1.6 in the chat. Let's see. Law and Order Prepper said, stock up on plywood and 2x4s to board windows. That's good advice as well. Very good advice. And thank you very much for the donation as well. Yeah, guys, if you haven't shot me a thumbs up yet, I see we're at 1.6 in the chat. Which is our new record too, by the way. That's our new record for people in the chat. If you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, if you would do that to show support for the channel, I definitely would appreciate that. Here's something I want you to think about too, and this is just something to ponder. I want you to ponder this. So right now the focus in the world, right, is what's going on with the coronavirus. That's like the main thing that people are talking about. It's the main thing that's going on. What I want you to think about, this is just something to ponder. Just before the corona outbreak happened, what did we have happening all around the world? All around the world, what was happening? People were standing up. They were saying, I've had enough of this crap. I'm not putting up with it anymore. It's not going to happen. Hong Kong, great example, right? Months, 4 or 5 months of unrest in Hong Kong. Are you hearing about any unrest in Hong Kong right now? You're not, because people are focused on the coronavirus, right? Again, was this done on purpose? It was either accidentally released or it was done on purpose with a purpose. And that's what I believe, and and that's my opinion. Okay, I think it came out of that level 4 containment area in Wuhan, China. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. It could be right, it could be wrong. It doesn't make any difference. What the difference is, this virus is out there now, and it's affecting a lot of things. But you have all these people now that were focused on this unrest, and we want change, and we want this better, that better. People aren't talking about that anymore. They're not doing that right now. They're focused on the coronavirus. How bad is it going to get? How bad is it going to spread? Is it going to affect us where we are? So think about that too. All right. So could it have been released on purpose for control purposes? Very well could have been. I think a lot, and I think about a lot of different things. And I'm looking at a bigger picture. I'm not just trying to focus on the virus. Control. Everything always is about control, guys. So remember that. And who wants that control? The powers that be always are going to want to have us under control. They want us under the thumb. So that's something to think about. If done on purpose, do you think the Chinese have a vaccine ready after they cull their population? If it was done on purpose, that is hard to say. That is hard to say because, the problem is when you have a virus like this, it mutates. So let's say you had some kind of vaccination for it, but the thing is mutated 5, 6 different times and gotten stronger, and continues to get worse. Now maybe your vaccine doesn't work. So there's the problem. But again, if you're the powers that be and you knew this was going to happen and take place, so you isolate yourself now, right? You're not going to be around anybody. So that would be the way. If I was like the powers to be that released it and made it out there on purpose, that's what I would do if it was me. I'm just saying. But again, there's no saying. We don't know for sure. Collided silver will kick its butt at. Well, we don't know that. I mean, it's a nice thought, and I'm sure it doesn't hurt. But again, there's no guarantee. There is no cure at this point. They have no cure for it. So let's see. Corona equals distraction. Fed overnight repos out of control equals currency reset. Math, Music, and Life just said that. And thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, like I said, again, they're pushing their agenda, whatever else they're trying to do, while you're distracted watching this over here. So there's still the agenda going on that they want to do. They just put up the things there in Virginia, as you guys know, about the bills being passed for the gun control measures. That's moving forward, okay? So again, those are things that we really need to think about. And stuff still going on. Now, is this something that we need to pay attention to? And should it be in your forefront of what is going on? Absolutely. I think it's very important. And I think we definitely need to be paying attention to it. But again, what else is still going on? What other things are happening? And why did it happen in the first place? Again, we'll probably never know the answers. Again, we can speculate and we can say, but I look at other things besides just the obvious, if you will. But look what else is going on with it, China currently won't have to pay its bills because of all of this. Well, again, no, they won't. They won't have to because there's just, they have the contingencies in there for emergency type of stuff. But again, if this is as bad over there as they're saying that it is, not the 40,000 cases, not 900 people dead, but the real true numbers. Is it 1.5 million infected already? And is it 50,000 plus dead? That would not surprise me at all. And, and again, spreading very, very rapidly. Those numbers, guys, they're given. Notice how the number's only going up to maybe 3,000 a day. Okay. It's way worse than that. It's way worse than that. And again, they're never going to tell you the true numbers ever. It's not in their best interest to do so. Again, they don't want to do it. They want to control the narrative because they don't want panic, because most people in that situation are going to panic. And when people panic, they do stupid stuff. Okay. And so again, as preppers, as off-gridders, as people that are awake, we need to pay attention, see what's going on, and really, really focus on that and get ready and be ready as best that we can be for whatever comes from this or the next thing or the next thing. That's why we do what we do. People that don't prepare, I think they're crazy. They think we're crazy. I think they're crazy. Why would you not want to protect your family? That's what I don't get at all. Why would you not want to have a backup to be able to tell your family, to look your children in the eye and say, you know what? I thought about this. I made sure we had enough food. We're ready. So don't be afraid. It's okay. That helps you sleep at night too. And that's peace of mind. Okay. Prepping realistically is peace of mind. It is insurance. And the biggest thing is staying calm, not panicking, not going out and just like running around outside like Chicken Little, right? Running around. Oh my God, the sky is falling. What are we going to do? Oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. People don't care. Okay. What you need to focus on is what you have control over. And what do we have control over realistically? What we have control over is our immediate lives to a point, right? So we prepare, we get ready, something happens, we're ready for it. And then we act, we don't react. Prepper Chris 1, Prepper Nurse 1, any good half mask NBCs that I know of? You know what? Again, you probably can still get regular gas masks, you probably can still get them online. You might not be able to. I don't know for 100% fact. The mask, guys, so like the N95 mask, that's good for about 4 to 8 hours, I think. That's it. And then you got to get rid of that one and put the next one on. With the gas mask, if you have to get out in public, depending on what your filter is, how long that'll last. Again, and that's only going to last for so long as well. So those are things to think about. So again, you want to, first of all, what we should be doing, a couple different things. Let's talk about what we should be doing for prevention. Limit interaction with a lot of people. That would be number one. Make sure you're doing proper hand washing, washing your hands for 20 minutes plus several times a day. Okay. So make sure you're doing that. Making sure that you're cleaning everything. Make sure you have plenty of bleach on hand, other cleaning products to be able to be ready for this if this gets out of hand. You should be cleaning your stuff up anyway. So, it's good practice just in general to begin with. Again, there's so many unknowns with this thing, and now I've heard some people were saying, like I said, they're saying the incubation period is 2 weeks. I've had people come on and tell me, oh no, the incubation period is up to 4 weeks. Again, we're never ever going to know truly how bad it is because they don't have all the answers. The people in charge don't have all the answers. So again, what's happening is planned. It wouldn't shock me, to be honest with you. It wouldn't shock me at all if it was planned and if it was done on purpose. Like I said earlier, how do you keep the sheep in control? The sheep were starting to try to get out of the pen, guys. All around the world, the sheep were waking up going, hey, I don't want to be in this pen anymore. Let's break down the pen. But if we can scare the sheep, we put them back in line. So again, could it have been done on purpose? I absolutely think it could have been done on purpose. Harbor Freight has N95 masks, $2 each. Okay, well, there you go. So Harbor Freight is a good choice to go and check it out. If you're searching enough, there's still some out there, but you definitely need to be thinking about that. Really do. Do not run on the banks. Workman's Dead 44 says. No, I don't. And I said you shouldn't run on the banks. I did say that. I said you should have some money out. How much you should take out is up to you individually. What do you feel comfortable having cash on hand? Again, should you have cash on hand? Absolutely, you should have cash on hand. I'm a big believer in that because, again, too many unknowns, way too many unknowns. So, what disinfectants are being sprayed on people? You know what? That is a great question. I have no idea what they're spraying on people. No idea at all. So I think that was interesting. You had people coming off the planes and they were spraying them. I think it would be heavy duty stuff, in my opinion. I absolutely think it would be heavy duty stuff that they're spraying on people. We're at 1.7 people in the chat, guys, which is obviously is a new record. So thank you everybody for being here. If you haven't been here before, thank you for being here and joining us tonight. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all the notifications as well. I put videos up every day, and I live stream 3 days a week, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Also, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up. What are we at? 986. So let's do our record for thumbs up is 1.2. So we got enough people in here tonight that we can smash that record. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see. 1750 in the chat, Sean Wheeler said. Okay, very cool. That's very cool. Almost impossible to find something not made in China. Mr. Rose just said, you're right. And that's the other thing to think about with what is going on right now in China and how bad it is. The supply chain is going to be broken. Those people are not going to work. They're not making products. Hey, Percy, stock up. Hold on a second. I got to go back so I can read your comment. Stock up on vitamins, colloidal silver, food, water, med supplies, cash money, eucalyptus oil, especially if the virus gets worse. And that's very good advice, and thank you very much for that donation as well. Be ready for every contingency, guys. Again, for my subscribers or people watching that live in apartments or live in a city, Food and water should be your number one things that you're stocking up on. Obviously, you want to get the mask if you can get mask too, especially if this thing is going to get out of control. Prepare to shelter in place. If you have to shelter in place, and the other thing that's important to remember, if you have to shelter in place, and let's say the power went out, make sure you have a way to get rid of your waste. So have a 5-gallon bucket from Lowe's or Home Depot or from Walmart or wherever. I mean, you can get a 5-gallon bucket at Walmart for like $3. I mean, they're cheap, really cheap. So get that 5-gallon bucket, get out there and get contractor garbage bags. So you can get those at Lowe's, Home Depot, anything like that. Heavy duty garbage bags like that, okay? Use those to get rid of your waste when that time comes. If you have to shelter in place and they won't let people leave, it's a great way to do it. Even if you have to fill that bag up, tie it off and put it in the corner. I mean, it's, you do what you have to do. Okay. But if you live in an apartment, you're in the city, definitely make sure you have enough food, enough water on hand to survive an extended period of time. 4 or 6 weeks minimum. And realistically, that won't take up a tremendous amount of room. It really won't. If you're crafty with the way you're doing it, under couches, under chairs, you can store stuff. You can store stuff under the coffee table and build stuff around it, and then put a skirting around the coffee table so people don't see that you have all kinds of canned goods under your coffee table. You got closets, all kinds of places. Hey, Mountain Girl, thank you all for all you do, PN1 and the mods. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and thank you again. She's awesome. She's an awesome, awesome lady. I'm going to just tell you that right now. But I am going to say really quickly, I'm going to talk about my mods for a second, who do an absolutely fantastic job every time we're in this chat. They are on top of stuff. They are absolutely fantastic, and I want to thank them for volunteering their time and coming here and watching the chat and keeping the chat clean. It really means a lot to me. It really, really does, because family friendly is what I'm about. I'm going to be honest with people. I'm not going to BS you, but I want the chat to be decent. I want it to be clean. I don't want idiots to come in and try to ruin it for decent people. So they do a fantastic job, and they're here every time, and I appreciate them. You have no idea how much I appreciate them. Evidence came out that this weekend that the virus is now believed to, hold on a second, to be airborne, a true pucker moment. Yeah, the Truth Traveler just said that. Yeah, I think they already knew it was airborne. It's been airborne for a while. They, like I said, person-to-person contact and stuff like that as well. This thing could really get out of hand, guys. There's projected numbers, and I think you guys have probably seen them. I saw one projected thing that said that they believe that, what did they say? They said 2/3 of the people of the world would be infected, and I can't remember the number of dead they were saying, but it was like astronomically a high number of people dead. But, is that potential there? It's absolutely there. Again, there's way, way too many unknowns with this virus right now. We don't know what the true numbers are. We will never really ever know what the true numbers are. If this thing gets loose, really starts taking off in the United States, we're going to get a better handle on things. But even then, they will try to control the narrative. Remember that. No matter, I don't care if it's Great Britain, Canada, the United States, Spain, Ireland, Australia, wherever, whatever country you can think of anywhere in the world, they're going to try to control the narrative. They're absolutely going to try to control the narrative. So pay attention to that. That's important. Okay. So I just, be safe, protect yourselves, be proactive. Now is the time. I mean, if you've been procrastinating, now's not the time to procrastinate. Now's the time to be proactive, but do it efficiently, do it smartly. Okay. Food, water, medical supplies, getting ready. Like I said, I just did a video. I showed you guys. I added more medical stuff myself. I added more stuff to prepare for congestion if somebody's congested, because obviously that's one of the signs of the virus. And the scary thing, probably one of the scariest things for me right now, we have the flu going crazy in the United States, right? A lot of people dying from the flu. The numbers anywhere between 8,000 and 12,000 people this year have died from the flu. I'm trying to remember, what was the number? 15 million people, I think they said, have had the flu this year. And, and then you had those type of deaths with the flu. The virus has the same exact symptoms of the flu. So you may get sick, you think, well, I just have the flu, nothing to worry about. And you're trying to beat the flu. But in the meantime, you could have the virus, you could be infecting everybody in your family. That's scary. That is scary. So that's something to definitely think about. How many days away are we from needing to be from bugging in? Golden Doodle, that's a great question, and I don't have the answer to that, to be honest with you. If I feel, and I've talked about this before, if I feel we need to shelter in place and we need to lock down, I absolutely will let you guys know. I will be 100% honest with you, because you're going to see two people standing right here with me. You're going to see my daughter and my son, and they're both going to be home. When you see that, and I would tell you ahead of time anyway, that's when it's time to shelter in place. Right now is definitely not the time. And somebody just said it's scary. Donna Smith just said, and it is. It's all very scary, and it can, and there's nothing wrong with fear if you use it as a motivator. Fear can be very motivating. Fear can be very freeing. Okay, panic is the enemy. Okay, panic is what we don't want. Having a healthy fear of something is a good thing. I mean, if you walk, because a great example, okay, let's say you're the average person and you walk into the wrong bar, and you've walked into this wrong bar. The first thing that's going to come over you is fear, but it's how you handle that fear. So again, you have to think about, how am I going to act? How am I going to react to whatever the situation may be? It could be a really cool bar, but you just walked in there going, oh my God, I didn't realize I walked into the wrong place. That happens, okay? But again, this is the same thing with this virus. This thing, can it get bad, and will it get bad? Again, too many unknowns. We're not being given all the information. I will never, ever do, oh my God, it's fear porn. It's time to do this. You have to do that. You do whatever you want to do. I'm going to give you my advice. I'm going to give you facts that I know of, and then you can use your own opinion on what you want to do. Hey, Kresha Ann, do you think our government is giving us an accurate number of people infected in the U.S.? Absolutely not. I don't think we're being given the true number. No, absolutely not. I think there's a lot more people infected than they're saying, and that's my opinion. Okay, so that's not a fact. That's my opinion, because you got to realize there's a lot of people that those 12 people. Let's just talk about the 12 that they're talking about from different parts of the country that have been infected, right? How many people did they come in contact with? That's something to think about too. Okay, scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. So, what do we got? 1.7 in the chat. We're at 1.1 for thumbs up. The record's 1.2, guys. So I'm going to ask for another thumbs up again, just because we're getting close to the end. We got about 8-9 minutes to go in the chat. So let's see if we can smash that. Let's see if we can get that up over 1.3 tonight. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that, I absolutely would appreciate it. We got a record number of people. We got to get a record number of thumbs up. We just got to, we don't have to, but it would be nice. So, and I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody watching. I really, truly do. Babies can contract the virus in utero. Yep, that absolutely. There was the baby that was born, and the mother was infected, and the baby was diagnosed like 30 hours later. So yes, the baby can get that in vitro from the mother, which that was not surprising to me at all, because you look at all the drug-addicted babies that we have. Hey, Mary Lap, how do we prepare the kids mentally? That is a great question. Have honest discussions with your children. That's an absolutely fantastic question. Thank you for that. Sit down with your kids and be honest with your kids. To age relevant. Okay, you're not going to sit down with your 3- and 4-year-old and explain everything that's happening and say, this is what that doesn't make sense. But children that are old enough to understand, absolutely sit down with them, be honest with them. Here's our game plan. This is what we're going to do just in case. If this happens, and this happens, this is what we're going to do. I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to act the way we've planned. And that's how I would do it with my children if they were younger. Again, age relevant. If they're a 5-year-old, they're not going to really have the wherewithal of everything that's going on. They just need to know that if something happens, that mom and dad will come and get them, and you'll be safe, and we'll take care of you. At that younger age, that's all they got to know, that they're going to be safe and they're going to be taken care of. That's what you need to focus on. That's what we need to we need to focus on our kids, because they're the future, guys. They are absolutely the future. So do you believe this is a race-specific bioweapon targeting Asians. No, I don't believe that at all. Absolutely not. I don't think so at all. No. So no, I think that I haven't seen the numbers of what people that have been infected, but bugs don't care what race you are. So I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. I heard that was going around as well as a rumor, but I don't believe that that's true. No. Hold on a second. Somebody else had a nice question here. I wanted to get to that. Have you noticed that our video has not crashed since they didn't put? Yes, James King, I noticed that since I don't have the coronavirus in the title, they didn't crash this one out today, which has been very awesome, to be honest with you. So very, very nice that they didn't crash it. So I'm glad that they didn't. So, all right. So at this point of the show, I'm going to do this now. So we'll get this out of the way so we have a few more minutes to talk afterwards. But again, we're at 1.2 on a thumbs up, which is the record. But we got to try to hit 1.3 before we jump off of here, guys. So at this point of the show, I always talk about we are legion because we are many. And legion is a lot of us, not in the biblical sense, which is bad, only in the good sense of legion. We are legion. We are preppers, off-gridders. We're all over the country. We are all over the world. We are the ones that have been awakened. We're the ones that are getting ready. And see, we got Ontario, Canada is jumping the gun over there, the Spears. Where's everybody from tonight? Where's everybody from? We got California, Kentucky, Pennsylvania. You guys are jumping the gun. You can't be jumping the gun. We got Texas, New York, Verona, New York, Connecticut, Kentucky again. We got, let's see, Middle Tennessee, North Carolina. A lot of Texas tonight. Houston, Texas. We have Colorado, Columbus, Ohio. Oh, my God, it's going so fast, guys. Maryland, Florida, man, Virginia, Anderson, South Carolina, Long Island, New York, New Mexico. We have, this is going really fast tonight. So Albany, New York, we have Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Oklahoma, the West Coast, Wisconsin, Arizona, New Jersey, Michigan, Wisconsin. Let's see, Oklahoma. Oh my goodness, this is flying tonight. Australia, I just saw Australia go by. Maryland, Jamestown, New York, Arizona, New Jersey, Connecticut, Texas again, Idaho, Maine, Missouri again, Georgia, Louisiana, England, very nice. Washington, Brooklyn, New York City, very nice. Let's see. Atlanta, Georgia, very cool. Connecticut, Tennessee, Idaho, we have Arkansas, Puerto Rico, very cool. Let's see, St. Louis, New Zealand, very nice. Taiwan, somebody said Taiwan, I hope you're being honest. We got the Netherlands, New Hampshire, Northern Maine. Let's see, Indianapolis, let's see, St. Louis, Missouri, North Carolina, South Carolina, Phoenix, Arizona, Ontario. Let's see. And this was crazy flying through here tonight, guys. But we're all over the world. We're all over the country. We are all over the world. We're a huge family and we're growing. People are waking up. If nothing happens with this whole virus scare, that more people woke up and realized they were not prepared, that would be a good thing. Hey, James Foster, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. But again, I think this is going to be a nothing burger? I don't. Just too many weird things are going on with it. Oh, yeah, I see we got 1.3 on the thumbs up, guys. So that sets a new record as well tonight, which is awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. We set new records tonight. We hit 1.7 people in the chat, and then we're 1.3 on the thumbs up. So that's absolutely awesome. So I appreciate everything. Again, guys, my moderators are the best. They keep the chat clean, so I do appreciate them. They're absolutely awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for all the donations as well. I do appreciate that as well. Great comments tonight, guys. Great questions as well, which makes it even better. We always got to think. Having that time to think is a great thing. And I think that's really, really important. And so being able to do that is just fantastic. So great questions, But again, I hope I made you think a little bit tonight too, with a couple of the scenarios that I threw out here throughout the chat of why possibly this could be happening. Again, we never know. We just don't know. There's way too many unknowns. But the one thing that we can control of what we can do to prepare the best way we possibly can, and I think that we all need to be doing that. I think it's really, really important. Okay, so one more time here before everybody jumps off. If you haven't shot that last thumbs up yet, if you would do that, let's see if we can get this to 1.4 tonight. Hidden Pines Homestead, breaking records and taking names. Exactly. Unbelievable. It's absolutely awesome. And thank you for the donation as well. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. You guys, like I said, you guys are awesome. And I'm thank you for joining me. Thank you for believing in me. I mean, I appreciate that too. And thank you for being here. Hopefully this thing does not go super bad. I hope it doesn't. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. There's a lot of things I want to accomplish here at the homestead. And, we need to have the world going in the right direction for that to happen. So, again, I appreciate all your guys' support. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. And I don't take that lightly, because to survive whatever is going to happen, whatever is coming, we need to work together. So that's why I say we are all in this together. So that's important. It's also important to remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to ever stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Nobody can stop you but you. So think about that. Stay away from negativity. Stay away from negative people. All negative people want to do is bring you down. So don't let them. Stay positive. Stay focused. Choose to be happy. Even in this scary times, choose to be happy. I think that's important. It is a choice. So we're still at 1.3. I'm going to give it like one more minute here, guys. If you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, please do so. Let's see if we can get that to 1.4 before we jump off. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to, but great show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, I truly, truly appreciate all the support. I really do. You guys are fantastic. Again, moderators, great job. Thank you, everybody. I will see you all next time. We hit it, 1.4. Awesome. All right, so new record, thumbs up, new records for people in the chat. So fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you all later. I will talk to you tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.